Good morning. Welcome to your Saturday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. For whatever reason, I hit the button before I even had swallowed my mouthful of water. So, anywho, good morning. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here was some words for our day. Good morning to whomever just popped on. Glad you are here. People are rolling to the page. This is good. This is good. So we have a card we've had recently. Good morning, Cindy. I kind of figured one of these two was you. I'm not sure who the other person is. If you want to just wave, that'd be great. We've had this card recently. And as I've said repeatedly, when something pops up multiple times, we really need to perk up our ears and our attention and notice what's being offered to us. So, a couple of nice deep breaths. Settling into right here, right now. Ready to receive this message and see how it applies to your day and beyond. So we have the Native Spirit deck from Denise Lynn. And our card is Sweat Lodge. I'm sure you remember we had this recently. So again, we want to pay attention, extra attention, excuse me, to this one. Sorry, 21 degrees out there and very windy and sleet coming down. So good morning, Carolyn. Glad you are here. So we got this winter off with a bang. At least we're not in Buffalo, right? Of course, some of you listening may be in Buffalo. If so, you have my deepest sympathy. Ugh. Sweat Lodge. Card meaning, cleanse yourself, body, mind, and soul. So let's just take a minute with that. When I want you to think about cleansing your body, what all could that entail? It might be taking a bath or a shower. It might be doing a face mask. The skin kind, not the cover your mouth so you don't get COVID kind. It might be getting a new haircut. It might be changing up your wardrobe. What would be things in your mind that would constitute cleansing your body? You throw them in the feed if you'd like. Cleansing your mind. Cleansing your mind. What would be things that come to mind when you think of cleansing your mind? For me, it would be thought hygiene, that we're going to be very careful about what thoughts we allow to inhabit our mind. Welcome to whomever else has popped on. As I think it was Mary Kay Ash who said this, your mind is a dangerous neighborhood. Don't spend too much time there, because we can think ourselves into a frazzle, right? So we want to be very discerning about what thoughts we allow to be there. And that doesn't mean that you're never going to have a negative thought. First of all, sometimes those thoughts are warranted given circumstances. Second of all, our brains have adjusted. Good morning, Diane. Don't go outside. It's cold. Our brains have adapted over time to really pick out things that are appearing to be dangerous and bringing those forward in our minds, because that had survival value. Again, we don't have saber-toothed tigers anymore. But our brains haven't adapted much beyond that. It takes a long time for a brain to up-level, at least mechanically. So we have to work with our frontal lobe, our cortex, to edit out a huge amount of the negative stuff that we think and replace it with more life-affirming thoughts, okay? So purifying, cleansing your mind could be meditation, could be doing some breath work, could be doing some journaling, could be merely catching a negative thought and changing it. Whatever, those would be some of the things I think of in terms of cleansing your mind. So if you think of other things, put them in the feed. The more information, the better. And purifying your soul, cleansing your soul. How do we do that? It might be through prayer, it might be through being in nature. But all of these things, it's time for us to cleanse our body, mind, and soul. Purify. Clutter clear. Here comes the clutter clearing again. I actually have I took a whole load over to the warehouse yesterday, and my dad came back from my sister's with a truckload to be unloaded over at the warehouse today. So we're clutter clearing. It would be good for me to do some of my own clutter clearing. My desk is getting a little crowded again. Time for a clean sweep. Let go of objects and relationships that no longer serve you. So one of the things that came up for me yesterday into today that I need to put some time and energy into is releasing the catastrophizing thoughts. How things could go wrong. I spend way too much time on that. And I pour energy into trying to compensate for each of those potential outcomes when 99 times out of 100 they aren't going to happen, and the one time that they do, it's going to happen differently than I think it is anyway. So why am I wasting all that energy? Imagine when I capture all that energy and put it towards something I want to focus on. Good morning, Joe. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are nice and cozy today. It's 21 degrees here. Brr. So that's going to be part of my mission for today, is attending to those all the energy I expend on trying to compensate for every potential outcome. Again, most of which are not going to occur. All right? I think a piece of that is developing more faith and trust in myself that whatever comes up, I'll handle it. I have so far, I probably will continue to, right? And faith and trust that the divine is working with me. Even when something I perceive as crappy happens, there's useful stuff in there. And there's one specific thing with regard to that I'm working on. My difficult dog. I'm actually having a call with my friend Lynn Schuster, animal spirit talker, today about TJ, and she'll step into his energy space and give me some feedback on some things. And I think one of the lessons he is in my life to teach me is that letting go and letting God, trusting outcomes. I'm on edge when we're out there because I know he can be a turd with other dogs. So time for that to release. Time for that to let go. I can certainly be aware without being on edge. So, let's see. Purify your body. Go within. Meditate. Talk to the Creator. So, you may have some circumstances in your life that are difficult, and you're thinking, what am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I supposed to be getting out of this so this circumstance can remit? Ask Creator. Give me some guidance here. Throw me a bone. What am I meant to be learning here? What have I not learned that I need to learn so that this situation can resolve itself? Ask. Give thanks. That's the last one. Give thanks. So gratitude's a big piece of this. Your native spirit wants you to know. Sweat lodges are small dome structures covered with skins, blankets, or mud. Actually, the one that we had on the motel property had these amazing tarps, $500 tarps was what they had used when they built the the Wabano Lodge. The Sweat Lodge actually I think had that too. That we removed early on in the process just because of logistics and things. But covered it with skins, blankets, or mud in which very hot stones are placed in the center. Water is poured over the stones so that hot steam arises from the rocks. Thus, the Sweat Lodge with its hot steam is used for purification ceremonies, as well as a place to commune with the divine. And what I would also say about that is, doesn't mean, good morning, Lisa, welcome, welcome. I was at Michelle's office yesterday when you called and she bumped you into voicemail. Hopefully she said hi from me. I had to get my Affordable Care Act insurance lined up for next year. So one of the things I would say also is it doesn't mean you have to build a sweat lodge on your property. It can mean you buy one of those little things of sage and you sage your body. Oh, good. I'm glad she said hi. You sage your body or you sage your rooms, and you can open a window and sage all the dense energy out the window. So there's many things that we can do that holy water. Get some water that has been blessed and spritz that around. You can spritz yourself with that. You can designate a shower. This is my holy shower. It's cleansing and clearing me. And wash off the day. I'm glad it's perfect again, Carolyn. It just comes through. It's what it, yep, the card shows up the way they show up, and most of the time I'm amazed at how they connect. Once in a while I'll go, I don't get this card. And then the next day something will happen that makes me go, oh, that's what that was. That was preamble. Okay. This card chose you to tell you that it's time to clear out the clutter in your life. Sometimes clutter can be things in your closet that you don't love or use, but sometimes clutter can be outmoded relationships, habits, beliefs, etc. Let's see what Cindy has to say. An idea for giving thanks. Making a paper chain and putting it on your Christmas tree. Oh, that's cool. And it could get longer and longer with all of the things you have gratitude about. Awesome. That's a cool one. I like that. And it's a very conscious effort you're putting into that. And then every time you see the chain on the tree, there's the reminder about gratitude. Cool. That's a good one. Thank you for sharing that one. The clearer your inner and outer space becomes, the easier it will be to hear the sweet messages from your soul. Isn't that nice? So we're clearing this stuff out to make room for the new, room for the new messages, room for the new guidance, room for new directions, people, places, things, etc. But we must let go of the old first, and then be present for that gap that oftentimes comes between having let go of the old and not yet receiving the new, right? If we can, and many people, that's the reason they avoid letting go of the old, because they don't know how to cope with, tolerate that place in the middle. And again, my thing is, I'd like you to move beyond just sheer tolerance. Let's embrace it. Ooh, I'm in that void right now. This is cool because I know it's leading to the new. That can help you get through it a little bit, all right? The journey. Sometimes this card chooses you when it's time to do some physical detoxification. Fast for a day. Drink green juices. Clear out some clutter. Love it, use it, or get rid of it. That's a Denise Lynn thing. Love it, use it, or get rid of it. Even one small item can make a difference, especially when that one small item is released consciously. I am making a choice to let go of this particular thing. And sometimes you want to do that with ritual. Let's say you still have your divorce papers from 20 years ago. You need to keep the final divorce decree, but you don't need to keep all that paperwork in triplicate that you had to fill out for the divorce to happen. You may not want to just throw it away. You may want to shred it consciously, page by page. You may want to burn it in a bucket outside. You may want to talk through. And I remember doing this with a friend of mine. We had a fire up at before I moved from the motel. And I had stuff and she had stuff. And it was that kind of stuff. Photographs and things from previous lifetimes, iterations. And putting those consciously, thoughtfully in the fire and talking about what we were releasing was really powerful. Really powerful. So you might want to consider that also. So your mission for today is I want you to put some thought into what's ready to be cleared. What's ready to be cleared? Mind, body, spirit. Then take some steps in that direction. It might just be having what I call my staging area. It's where I put the stuff that's going to go, but I'm not yet there, like a Vinnie box. This is all the stuff that's going to St. Vinny's, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm just filling up the box. When the box is full, we're making the run. It might be making an appointment to get your hair cut. It might be, whatever it's going to be. Clearing a closet, clearing a drawer. Make it small enough that you feel like you can do it. So, for instance, as I look at my desk, that feels like a really big task. But I have these two bins, these little upright bins that hold notebooks and books and stuff like that. I could do those today. Just those two. That's it. That's enough. And then I'm going to celebrate. Yay, me. Really get excited. Yes, have a staging area. It works really well. Works really well because it gets it out of your regular circulation and sends the intention. It's moving on its way. All right. So anything you want to put in the feed, I'd love to hear your ideas on these things, other things you've done that have worked well, questions you have, etc. And we'll just kind of get the conversation going here. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.